You're listening to the Packernet Podcast Network.
U.S. Cellular has noticed the way we use our phones has gotten ironic. We try to put our phones down for dinner, but the menu's on a QR code. That's ironic. We hit like on social posts that we don't actually like, which is ironic. Which is why U.S. Cellular created Us Mode, to help us reconnect with each other and use our phones less ironically. A phone company wanting people to use their phones less is ironic. Let's find us again with Us Mode from U.S. Cellular. Visit uscellular.com/built-for-us to get started.
Bon dia.
No bon dia, Coach Matt. No bon dia. What's up, guys? Welcome to Packers Total Access Postgame Show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us 865-658-5824. Join alongside Tim in an undisclosed location in the great state of Wisconsin. We got Emilio in Tennessee. He's not going to get too close to the camera. We won't talk about why. And then we got Jacob up there in Wisconsin as well. So here to talk about this tough loss, Philadelphia Eagles 34, Packers 29. They drop a tough one there. The point spread fluctuated between 3 points and 1 point. I think it settled somewhere in around 2.5. Obviously, the Eagles covered that spread. Good ball game, in my opinion. I'm sure everyone else will disagree, and that's okay.
No, I thought it was a great game, honestly.
I thought it was a good back and forth. Now, listen, it was sloppy. That tends to happen early in the season, as we always talk about. But let's do this real quick. Let me give we got a couple super chats. Let's go ahead and hammer these real quick. Appreciate everybody supporting the show here. We got Godsmack AR69. Good to see you, buddy. He said, complete undisciplined football. Penalties were off the chart. Run defense is business as usual. And I have to be at work at 6 a.m. in the morning. A whole lot of suck. Maybe international Packers games should be outlawed at this point. I don't mean to laugh, Godsmack. That sounds miserable, bro. If I had to work tomorrow, I would not be a happy camper right now. Thank you for the super chat, and let's throw that around the horn once. I don't think he said anything inaccurate there. What about you guys? I mean, it was very undisciplined football, and the penalties. You know, a couple of them, maybe they were tick-tacky, but there were some that was just like, man, this is sloppy. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I guess 7, but, man, I underestimated that. That's for sure. Starting off sloppy, definitely. Matt was not happy. Double-digit penalties. I mean, he's going to have a field day, but a great learning experience. You know, I don't know.
I guess what makes me more than – mad, I should say, is that we had the absolute perfect start for Jeff Hafley. We literally roll out the red carpet. We're like, here you go. Here's 2 turnovers. And our offense basically just coughed up a big, hairy, bloody fur ball and threw it on the ground and just said, here you go. Can you mold this into something nice? And then after that, our offense just decided to just take a steaming poo on top of that. And then we tried to frame that as our whole offensive plan. And I'm very upset. I'm probably gonna have to hop off out of here because I don't have anything good to say right now, and I'm honestly fuming right now. I'm so mad in so many different ways. But whatever.
I understand, dude. Completely understand. Like I said, if you need to hop off, you hop off, man. This is not going to be a fun episode. I'm gonna have fun in anything I do, to be honest with you. But I completely understand where you're coming from, Jacob. I do, man. Thank you for the super chat, guys. Smack, appreciate that, buddy. That was a very, very nice donation there, man.
That's my biggest thing is that we 100% beat ourselves. We in the beginning, like we were like, hey, let's put them on the ropes, and then after that, we're like, no, let's let them have another one, and then after that, we're like, well, we'll just give up, and then just let them crawl back, and it was just like every single game I've ever watched at the Packers when you knew it would happen, and you watched it slowly creep in. And it just happened and happened and happened. And then you just watch it happen like a horror movie over and over again. And I just
All right. Josh Martin with the super chat. Thanks, buddy. He said it last year. I'll say it again. Love ain't worth $50 million a year. Barely hits 50% completion percentage. He didn't barely hit 50 last year, bro. He finished like 64, 65. Anyway, he has accuracy issues still. Crap defense, too. So thank you for the super chat, buddy.
Thanks for the $5. I disagree with everything you said.
The defense was rough to watch because of the explosives. If I counted right, Let me see here real quick. I think I charted it down. We had 4 explosive pass plays and 1 explosive run play that we gave up. It felt like a lot more than that, but that's what I came up with. Josh, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. Brian Pumper says, "Good game." Oh,
Sorry.
He said,
nice,
"The hell with that."
Nice,
The hell with that super chat. The kicker missed. I got it right here, Jacob. I'll take it. Brian Pumper said, "Good game, fellas. Hope J Love is healthy. Sorry, fellas, we had to reintroduce y'all to Bond Collector." So, hey, good game, man, and we appreciate all
coming in. All week, right? So.
Yeah, we appreciate all the info you shared with us, man. I'll tell you, Nakobe Dean looked pretty solid. Look, he flashed at times. He brung the pops. So good luck this season, man. And
we did get one on the Eagles, right? Lane Johnson took his first sack of his career or something like that. Rashawn Gary just beat him around the edge.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was first of his career. That dude's just been a stud, man. But yeah, thank you, Brian. It was good chatting with you, man. Appreciate the donation too, pal. You're awesome. Jason Y in the chat. On the bright side, the running game looked good. Hey, man, I'll tell you this. Josh Jacobs in the second half. First half, it looked like cheeks. Like Tim pointed out in our chat, though, man, the run blocking was horrible, right, Tim? Mm-hmm. Is that the way you kind of seen it, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it was frustrating to see, Josh getting the ball, and then you're just met with 2 or 3 defenders, like, immediately. There's not even time to make a cut or look for, a gap, because there wasn't one. It was blown up. I think they started to kind of get their legs under them as the game progressed, and we saw in the second half that clearly much better performance. If you give him a block and a little wiggle room, he can be electrifying, and also got him involved in the pass game a little bit too, like we talked about, started to get rolling. And in typical, Matt LaFleur fashion, one of my few complaints I have about this coach is when we do get the run game going, we get away from it. And it's throw. Defense sits back in pass coverage and lights us up. And that's why we kick field goals instead of scoring touchdowns, and ultimately why we beat ourselves, I think. I mean, Emmanuel Wilson was getting it going for us there too, in kind of relief pitcher mode there, coming in and picking up some chunk runs, also making plays in the pass game as well, which is something that we kind of were critical about his game. Is he a pass catching threat out of that backfield? Well, today I think he showed that is an option in a pinch, but I would have liked to lean on that run a little bit more once we got it going for us. That's how you get that O-line, rough and tumble, run blocking down the field, get their legs under them, get some momentum to set up that pass game that we have. But, to Jacob's point, man, before he jumped off, it's true. I don't think this was Matt LaFleur's best game that he's called. I would agree with that. There was not a lot of flavor that we're used to. It looked like a kind of a dry game from him on some of these calls. Okay. But yeah, running game did look good though there towards the end.
Yeah, I agree. And Josh Jacobs, Emilio, I know the running game is kind of your forte, man. You love kind of breaking down the running game. Josh Jacobs showed some good burst. He was always falling forward. A couple good stiff arms too, man. That dude's got a mean stiff arm. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but he's really getting in there and giving them the business. What do you think about the running game here? Like Jason Y asked here, man.
Yeah, I honestly think he was doing pretty decent. I know that the first few were just kind of met in the backfield type thing. Not much he can do about that. And then a few of those holding calls were because he bounced it outside, right? So he got a big run. We get a holding call. We get set back. That happened 2-3 times. It's it's tough on the offense, always going backwards. But I do think that the running game looked good. Emmanuel Wilson, he was like 4 for 40 at some point. Running the ball, that was I love to see that. We kept him around for a reason. And Josh Jacobs, he looks a little bit different than Aaron Jones, but he does kind of have some of that pop. You saw him run down the sideline there. He's got that explosiveness. He can get through a hole. I like that. And you saw them use a lot. All 3 different receivers. I saw Wicks. I saw Watson, and I'm pretty sure it was Reed, come in on a block, motion block, and come downhill and in through the 5-hole, fill a block. So he can block.
All right, Jason, thank you so much for the super chat. But TC fan says, not to make excuses, but it's hard to take away a lot from this game. that field was a joke. What's Joe Barry up to these days, by the way? Is he
No way. Really? Really?
So there we go. We're back on the Joe Barry train. The field, man, I completely agree, dude. The field was, man, that was hard to watch. And, of course, Malik Willis comes in for one play, 2 plays, whatever it was, and he slips. It's like, my goodness, man.
That field was a bigger deal than we thought of pregame. Definitely, I think a lot of it had to do after they knew it was getting out of hand. Everything needed to be chopped down. You all your strides got to be shorter. And even still, it was slick. But I mean, the Eagles played on it too. So,
yep.
What he says about Joe Barry here, obviously he's joking, but the way my mind fires, I'm immediately going, okay, let's take a look. Last year, points per game, Joe Barry's defense gave up 21.4 points per game. We just gave up 34. So 12.6 more points, one game. And here's the reality, too, that I don't want to say no one, many people don't talk about. It takes a little while. When you got a new coordinator, you got to get your feet under you. And I think that's a little bit of what you've seen tonight, too. I've seen some flashes at times, but
Edgerrin Cooper.
Dude, Edgerrin Cooper needs to start. That there was a couple of times it's like that guy looks so much quicker than Isaiah McDuffie. Man, do you agree, Tim? Like he just looks fast, didn't he?
Yeah, he flashed a lot today. And good batted ball coming off the edge there at the line of scrimmage. We talked about his FBI. He's got high FBI. And, I think it's a matter of time before I think Mr. McDuffie because I think Wilson had a good game today. I think
he did. He had a great game.
Yeah, so I think it's probably McDuffie that'll go to that. He'll probably switch spots on the depth chart at some point with Edgerrin Cooper, I would think. I would anticipate next week we see even more Edgerrin Cooper, and then we'll see if they make the actual switch. But he looked good today for sure.
Eric Wilson had 2 tackles for a loss. Yeah, so go ahead, Jake. What you got, Bo?
No, I was just going to ask if I could pose a question because, y'all, this the first 2 defensive stands we had were literally picture perfect for, like, the start of Jeff Hafley's career. You know what I'm saying? Like, so is there any blame that needs to be put on not being able to finish? We ended up with 3 points after having interception clear we had at the 20. Went in there, didn't have any points. We came back, had a sack / fumble snap kind of thing. Came up with 3 points. Like, what is that? How do we not capitalize in those situations right there? I don't understand that.
I try not to give a logical explanation right after a game until I go back and watch at least 2 passes through the tape. But the thing that stood out to me was you got a little too pass happy. That's what it felt like. That's
but to be fair, you guys, Jacobs did not look good whatsoever until basically he got like a pop, kind of bounce out until about midway through the third quarter. Like the guy looked, I'll say
he was getting hit in the backfield every single play.
Agreed. But I will argue that and I know there's this, you can't prove a non-factual or whatever. I just feel like that he didn't hit the type of holes that if we had an Aaron Jones, and I know I'm going to stir up a whole thing here. I feel like that he would have been able to hit those holes.
Dude, Aaron Jones would have been mollywopped in the backfield just like Jacobs was today. There
Jacobs,
were no holes to run through, brother. There were no holes.
Aaron Jones made a whole career of having no holes, and he would make 4 yards out of nothing. That's my only point that I will say right there.
Speaking of no holes.
Jeez.
Anyway.
They're still there.
we gotta clip that laugh right there. Yeah, we can agree to disagree, Jacob. It's totally cool.
No, I just feel like we fell.
I'm talking about there's 3 guys splitting a gap. I didn't, and again, I need to go back. I may go back and watch it and go, no, Jacob was right, because again, watching it one time through, you got kind of the emotions running high. But I thought the run blocking in the first quarter was just absolutely horrible. And then you get Emmanuel Wilson in there, and what happens is you put the spell back in.
See, that's my point.
They take their eyes off the backfield, and they start playing the pass a little bit. That's what they were doing. You could see it.
But Wilson walks in there. Look, dude, he's got 4 for 46. He's averaging 10 a freaking pop. And then all of a sudden you pop in any other wide. That to me doesn't make sense. Emmanuel Wilson has shown that he is an absolute unit. For us to pay Jacobs what we paid him. I watched him hit the line and just fall over. That's what I watched. I watched AJ Dillon back there is what I saw. That's my opinion.
Dang.
I know.
All right. Yeah, we'll just have to agree to disagree on that for sure, man. TC fan, thank you for the super chat, bud. Appreciate you. Let's see. 2-0 for this. So let's keep this thing positive here. Jaden Reed was a dog today, man. 4 catches for 138 yards and a tutter. Also had the 33-yard rushing touchdown on the end around. My man is a superstar. He's going to be one of these guys. I think he's emerging. People are going to hate this. Is an opportunity to be that wide receiver one. You know who he reminds me of, and not necessarily the build, but he kind of, I don't know, man, the way Steve Smith could kind of take over a game as a smaller stature guy in Carolina back in the day. That's what Jaden was like. He's just tougher than nails, too. That catch he made on the sideline right before Jordan got hurt, holy cow, man.
That was incredible to drop that, get that foot down right before he went out. Yeah. Taking a shot too. He took a big boy shot there on that sideline.
It's like the game just isn't too big for him, man. Even in those huge moments. I don't know. And listen, let's take a second to talk about the kicker while we're at it too. Make sure we're caught up on the super chats. Yeah. All right, cool. I thought the kicker did great. Yep. I mean, the whole day I'm going, dang, Goody found one. I think he might have. This kind of felt like Ryan Longwell. I heard Tauscher and Wildy and Tausch talking today, and I didn't know this story because this was before I was a Packer fan, that they had drafted a kicker maybe in like the 3rd round or something, and then they signed Ryan Longwell as an undrafted free agent, I believe. And he ends up going on to be the franchise kicker for however long. You might have something here with Narveson, man, but I thought he played really well. Let's see if we can actually hit the kicking stats. I know he missed one.
He missed one, right?
Yeah, get him out of here, right? We're all going to call for a new kicker now.
He was 3 for 4 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. So on the day, he was 5 for 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
He had to kick 2 field goals, though. I mean, like, our red zone efficiency was our red zone touchdown efficiency was poor.
I was gonna say, he should make all the kicks. That's why we got him. That's why he's supposed to
kick 100%. Jacob, is that what you're saying?
In week 1? Yeah.
No, I'm saying he should have only had to kick 2 of them, and then he would have had a 50-50 chance of banging.
What does week 1 have to do with?
This dude just won over our 5th round draft pick. Yeah, he should make all the kicks.
Well, that's why
the guy that we're going with.
There you go. That's why
I'm just saying, the expectation.
I'm trying to figure out what percentage are we expecting a kicker to hit as an undrafted free agent? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What percentage will be reasonable?
Let's be real. We're expecting Justin Tucker all the time.
Well,
but we go on trees, dude. Those guys are rarities in the NFL.
To be fair, we've changed the goalpost now like 6 times in this offseason just because of the fact of what the Packers have done at the kicker position, which is nobody's fault here. But we've had to change the expectations of the kicker multiple times because it went from a guy that we drafted in the 5th that's in his 2nd year to a guy we brought in on the practice squad that has been with other teams to a guy that now we're like, yeah, Brad Narveson, he's going to be awesome. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, boy. And now we're just crossing our fingers, hoping that everything works out, which I just think that was a mistake to probably do. I would much rather have Carlson right now. And just if he would have missed the kick, we would have been like, hey, Carlson, that's what he does. But now we're like, Narveson, he looks so good. With all those kicks I watched, I was like, that looked good. I'm like, Narveson looks so freaking confident. They're all down the middle. They all look great. And then, of course, he misses the one. And now we're like, walk him off the plank. Call the Sharks in.
If you add his extra points, he's like 83%. So that's
I still think he looks great. I honestly think he looks confident. So I'm
he had a strong leg too, I thought.
Yeah, he's kind
of. And by the way, that squib kick in the first quarter,
brilliant. Bring me more of those every single time.
Phenomenal, bro. Like the confidence they have to have in him. I wonder what they thought in practice when they seen him do that the first time. Like, oh, wait a minute, we might have something with this new kickoff rule.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do y'all want to talk about Keyshawn Nixon bringing that kick out, or do we just want to rush over that?
I'm willing to bet that was
Emilio. Tell Emilio, tell everybody what you told us, because you were trying to calm us down.
I was trying to defend it a little bit. Yeah, right before that, the TV cut to Matt and Versace talking. I feel like they had a conversation about if we should let him take it out or not, and I feel like as long as it's not bumping up against the end zone, up against the end line of the end zone, let him have it. I mean, he took a deep one out against Greg Joseph, right, for 109. So if he had sprung it,
that was back with real kickoffs, though.
No, I hear you. But if he had sprung it, we'd be hyped, right?
Oh, if he hit a home run on it, we would be.
But I get it. Yeah,
wow, we've got Keyshawn Nixon.
With this new format, I just don't see it happening. I mean,
right.
If ifs and buts were candy nuts, then every day would be Unka Dunker Fest. All right.
Right. We lost 8 seconds, definitely, but
Kick off the 2024 football season with Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. It's the easiest way to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. This September, get automatic win every week by picking Caleb Williams to get just 1 passing yard. That's right, 4 weeks of free wins, but only if you jump on it before September ends. And don't forget, you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks even has injury insurance, so if your player leaves the game early, you're still in the game. I've been loving Prize Picks, my go-to for simple, fast, and fun fantasy action. When my picks hit, I get paid in as little as 15 minutes. Download Prize Picks now and use code PACKDADDY to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code PACKDADDY for $50 guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Remember, Prize Picks is a skill-based fantasy game, making your lineups just got a whole lot more exciting. U.S. Cellular has noticed the way we use our phones has gotten ironic. We try to put our phones down for dinner, but the menu's on a QR code. That's ironic. We hit like on social posts that we don't actually like, which is ironic. Which is why U.S. Cellular created Us Mode, to help us reconnect with each other and use our phones less ironically. A phone company wanting people to use their phones less is ironic. Let's find us again with Us Mode from U.S. Cellular. Visit uscellular.com/built-for-us to get started.
I guess I'm not mad at it. It was another decision, during the game.
I have flashbacks of Ty Montgomery in Seattle.
Yeah. Dude, as soon as he brought it out, I went, no, what are we doing? You understand we get the ball at the 35, right? Or the 30, right? Like, 30. What are we? Will we end up at 18?
On the 18 instead, yeah. And then we still miraculously fight our way, and almost the hardest thing about Jordan going down was not getting to see him finish that drive. That would have been really interesting to see him chuck a couple Hail Marys up to the end zone.
Yeah. So R.E. Ironminer said our O-line was folded every play. We talked about going in. I caught a little hell for it, but not from you guys, but from others. They had the matchup. They had the better defensive line. They had the better offensive line. That's what PFS suggested. Anybody you talk to they talk about how strong this defensive line is. The fact that we scored 29 points on that defensive line, and the fact that Josh Jacobs ended up 16 carries for 84 yards with a long of 32 on arguably a top 3 defensive line in the league, I'm excited about Josh Jacobs. I'm very excited about Josh Jacobs. We'll see how it goes moving forward. He also had a couple catches too, 2 catches for 20 yards. He was targeted 3 times there. But as far as the O-line though, we'll see, man. It's week to week for sure. It did look like Jordan Morgan played pretty much the whole game. Did you guys feel the same way about that or no?
Yeah,
I thought.
I did see that. Yeah,
I thought they were swapping back and forth. I saw Sean Ryan a lot more near towards the end. They put Morgan in a little bit at the end, but I saw a lot of Sean Ryan in between, and I saw Morgan early as well. But I did like that they rotated him, and I also saw Carrington Valentine come in for a little for Stokes. I think end of the first, second-ish area.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask how y'all thought that Stokes did because I didn't hear his name called a lot, but I don't know necessarily if that equates to whether or not he did well. It'll be interesting to see the PFF grades for sure, right?
You got dog walked by Saquon on that tackle there.
I think everybody got dog walked by Saquon at some point in this game.
Yeah, he had good coverage on that. The Joel Wilson dude out of what was it, Florida State, the 6'7", 6'6" dude. So
I will say it's worth noting both interceptions, zone. One was spot drop, the other was zone match, and then all the explosives, to the best of my knowledge, were man coverage. So.
Yep. It looked like we were running a lot of man on third down. A lot. And Ja was carrying with AJ too.
I'm sorry, but I have to bring this up. What the heck is going on with Dontavian Wicks, bro? The guy was a plywood board today. He could not catch anything. What was going on?
The first one was definitely on him. Jordan was throwing behind receivers like crazy though. I think I had 3 charted that were thrown behind receivers.
Yeah,
and this is how he started last year. But yeah, you're right. Wicks looked like he was. Did you notice his reaction too, Jacob, after the plays? Like he was.
Yeah, he
was very hot. Very hot.
Looked like, I think that it was one of those games where I think the game was a little bit too much for him. Whatever he wants to, say or not say, that he thought maybe. I think maybe the travel got to him and he just didn't adjust the right way because it looked like the game was too much for him a little bit.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah.
Nova in the chat said, Clayton, you're not wrong on paper. This is a solid defense. I think it's pretty clear besides Jordan Love's accuracy, we need to focus on why we can't stop anybody again.
I agree.
You've seen the missed tackles emerge just like from last year. And we talked about it pretty extensively in the offseason leading up to, kickoff here was like, is the problem the way we draft on defense, right? Tim, let me ask you this question. Amelia, I'll get your take too. With the way the defense looked today, do you feel like it's the same problems as last year and the year before and the year before that? Or is that just something that popped up to me because I was looking for it? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you're trying – you're not intentionally trying to do it, but you're thinking, here's the problem, here's the problem. Oh, yep, see, there's the problem. Did y'all see it that way, or am I off base there? Because all I remember is missed tackles and blown assignments. That's what kept popping up.
I saw that for sure. But I will tell you that there were, as bad as we got run over by Saquon, there were times that the run defense flashed and the interior looked really good. And then there were times they were a dumpster fire. It's a work in progress still. It's one game. We're not going to indict Jeff Hafley based off of one game. We have a tendency to jump down people's throats really quick when we don't get the kind of production that we want. So it is a lot of it's communication. I mean, we can talk about that first half, man. They were just, pissing away timeouts like they were free.
What was that?
What that deal was. But again, you have to do that when you're screwing up calls or guys aren't where they're supposed to be. You got to make a decision as a head coach. Do I give up an explosive play or do I burn a timeout?
Tim, did you see how many calls had to be? Did you see how many plays had to be burned because the freaking center didn't snap the ball? I counted 2 where the center didn't snap the ball in time, or he just wasn't making the.
Well, we've all been trying to figure out that riddle for the last 3 years now.
What, Clayton? Uh-oh. Oh, no. What?
I'm going to show you guys something. And listen, we're not doctors here. You can tell by my accent. But Big B tweeted something out. Emilio, this is right down your alley right here. So
here we
he
go.
said he feels like something gave. Watch the knee.
No.
Oh, on the inside. Look at the inside. See how it reverberated a little bit?
Well, if that's the case, you can kiss this season goodbye. It's a wrap. If he misses more than 4 games, we're in trouble, guys.
Emilio, what are you seeing there, bro? You're a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Am I looking too hard here? Because you see what I'm seeing on the inside of the knee. You see what I'm seeing?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but I mean, it could just be a hit because
are they
I'm not a doctor.
Tim, great.
Are they reporting he's got an injury, or are we all just making this up?
Huh?
Are they reporting he's injured, or are we just making this up?
No, but we probably should have looked at a low hit there. I mean, don't they say not allowed to tackle him around below the knees there?
What does it matter now?
Get him, Emilio. Get him. Let's get this off the screen. It's making me nauseous, to be honest.
I honestly, it could have just been a muscle slamming around, but I don't think. I mean, you don't know anything till, and it's not like they carted him off, and they don't have all that technology there in the locker room ready to like go do MRIs right there. I don't think so.
All right. Let's hit these super chats real quick. Jason Wise said, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says 0 improvement in run blocking and run defense. I can't argue with that, brother. Again, I don't know how Jacobs got as many yards as he did with how the run blocking looked at times. As far as the run D, there were a couple moments it was like, okay, there's that one gap penetration. But then there was a couple moments it was like, okay, there's that one gap penetration.
Right up the middle on us. Yeah, that's frustrating.
So shout out to Dennis Shook, been a member for 4 months now, said run game plus D equals overcome love injury. I like the optimism, Dennis. That's what I'm talking about, man. We're going to need you. We're going to need you, sir. Andrew Ware with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says Stokes had a decent game. I didn't pay much attention to Stokes, Andrew, but I think it was Jacob that said it just a second ago. Didn't feel like, oh, crap, that was – I'll tell you, Jair, I know he got the pick and everything, but there was a couple times. It was like,
Jair,
he got cooked. But the pick, don't get me wrong, I was Jair's biggest fan when he got that interception in the end zone until he decided, I'm just going to stand back here and then run it out when everybody thinks the play's over. That was a little strange. But anyway, Andrew, thank you for the super chat. You guys got anything to add on Eric Stokes here? Did y'all notice anything in that regard?
I thought he looked good because we didn't notice him whatsoever. Never saw him getting burned. That's the best thing you can do as a cornerback. And again, like you just talked about with Jair, I noticed him a lot tonight. Noticed him getting burned, tons, giving up tons of plays. Awesome.
Yeah, it was tough, man. The whole Jair thing was and now that was a ticky-tack call on him, I think, when they called holding or whatever it was.
The Ron Tolbert special that gave Philly another set of downs and extended their drive. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
dumpster fire officiating crew as usual.
Now Ron Tolbert, was he the guy on the mic?
Yeah. The guy who desperately needed a cough drop. Yeah.
He reminds me of the dude off of Reno 911. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Pull that up right
Maybe
now.
it is that guy. We got to Google it.
Like the one guy, but I wish he wore the shorts like Lieutenant Jay Dangle.
Deputy S. Jones was his name. We're gonna pull this up. I'm telling you, this is my guy right here. Y'all go ahead and talk, man. Be professional. Jesus.
Jay says that guy needs some chamomile tea. Yeah.
Although
chamomile would put him asleep, so it looked like that's exactly what had happened. He's asleep calling that freaking game.
Hey, if he's asleep, then he can't throw the flag at least.
Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah,
I think we're on something here, fellas.
Lieutenant Jay Dangle.
I think this is this guy, man. Let's get a screen grab here real quick.
Oh boy, here we go.
What's the official's name?
Ron Tolbert.
Ron Tolbert. That sounds like a guy that would make a bad call, don't it?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Here's here is Deputy S. Jones from Reno 911. All right, this is what you get on this show, guys. You don't get this anywhere else. All right. We're going Ron Tolbert, right?
Mm-hmm. They're definitely.
And here we go.
I'll be damned, boys. I think we crushed it.
I don't know.
Hold up. I'll get it pulled up here. Give me a second. Talk, guys.
All
Jesus.
right, well, while you're working on it, Jalen Hurts from Warren Sharp. Jalen Hurts with motion, 15 of 21 for 212 yards, 10.1 yards per average with 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts without motion, 5 of 13, 66 yards, 5.1 yards per average, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Kellen Moore used motion at a 66% rate, the Eagles' highest mark since 2020.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's him. Okay. Yeah, that's him. You can't. Yeah, you got to switch that. There you go. Just the alternation back and forth. There you go.
You can tell how much you like.
Oh, that is them. Oh, wow. Yeah. All you got to do is just throw them glasses on, dude.
Hey, check Ron Tolbert's IMDb bio. Make sure he wasn't actually on that show.
Oh my goodness. This was kind of cool right here. Rob Demoski tweeted this out. At ESPN Stats Info, Jaden Reed is the 3rd player in the last 40 years to have a 70-yard receiving touchdown and 30 yards rushing touchdown in the same game. He joins Ezekiel Elliott and Herschel Walker. Anytime you've done something in the last 4 decades that only 2 other people did, pretty darn impressive.
So naturally, as soon as we get in, position, let's not call him at all. Let's just not use him whatsoever. God, I'm so mad right now, Clean. Sorry. I don't handle losses well, dude. And I don't
think you're doing great, Jacob. You're doing
16 more games.
Is it weird to me, though? Do you guys understand? It seemed like when we were down by 2 or whatever it was at the point, we just gave up. It felt like so deflated at the time. Like it just was weird. It was a weird air where it was like, we just don't want to come back and win right now. I don't understand this. This game was so weird. And by the way, the field conditions, that's an actual thing to talk about. It was bad.
Are we still going to talk about the field? Oh, my God.
Are you serious, dude? Every single person on both teams.
Every single player from both teams played on the same field, man. The field didn't lose us the game.
Yeah, but that's my point. It did definitely hinder certain points of the game.
Yeah, I know. We should have told them to chop down, Jacob. They should have chopped their feet more. I don't know what to tell them.
What do you want me to do?
Okay, what else? Okay, so the field.
You want me to not bring it up?
What else should we blame besides our players?
Say something. You don't say something. Hey, all right. So I should just agree with you all the time. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Timmy? You should just.
No, I'm just trying to say I'm sick and tired of hearing fans bitch about the field. Who cares? It's a non-story anymore. Both teams played on the same field.
If the field
sucked, we all know the field sucked. That's not why we lost the game.
Yeah. Right. Donovan Schilling said, "I'm late, but I got to get the fire Joe Barry going." Absolutely perfect.
Oh, balls.
All right, let's go through the box. Let's hit the box score real quick. Jordan Love, 17 to 34. Obviously, 50% completion. Jacob, you're going to have to remain quiet. Emilio and they giggle, too. 17 to 34, 50% completion percentage, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 sack.
Jason out here asking the real questions.
Malik Willis, hey, 0 for 1, baby. Took a sack.
Do you think the Big Red Dog would have just hucked that thing down the field or what?
Big Red Dog would have ran the oop-deal. He would have ran the oop-deal hook and ladder to Billy Bob. That's what would have happened. Mike Witt with a super chat. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. He said, "Hey, guys, disappointed about tonight. Maybe sometime before I die, we'll have a good defense. Hopefully Jordan's okay. O-line was horrible, too. Hey, man, appreciate you swinging through, Mike. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. And Jay says, Jacob is killing me. So there you go, Jake. All right, so running backs, or rushing, I should say. Josh Jacobs, 16 carries for 84 yards, had a long of 32. Emmanuel Wilson, 4 carries for 46 yards, had a long of 18. Jaden Reed, 1 carry for 33 yards and the touchdown. So as a team, we ran the ball 21 times for 163 yards and a touchdown. Actually, pretty darn good numbers there as a team rushing, for sure. Now, you got a couple of big hitters there that really help out with the 33-yarder and the 32-yarder from Josh Jacobs. But nonetheless, moving on to receiving, Jaden Reed, 4 catches, 138 yards, and a touchdown, a long of 70. 6 targets, made 4 catches on 6 targets. Romeo Dobbs, 7 targets, 4 catches, 50 yards, a long of 19. Tucker Kraft, 3 targets, 2 catches, 37 yards. He looked pretty decent. Josh Jacobs targeted 3 times, 2 catches for 20. Christian Watson targeted 5 times, 3 catches for 13 yards and a touchdown. Emmanuel Wilson was targeted 3 times, 2 receptions, 2 hospital balls, 2 concussions, and 2 yards receiving, I'll say. He didn't get a concussion, but, man, those were some hospital balls. Luke Musgrave, man, had a quiet camp. 2 targets, no catches. Dontavion Wicks targeted 3 times, no catches. I know he had at least 2 drops, maybe 3 drops. But those are your receiving stats. Fumbles, Josh Jacobs fumbled 1 time. Thank God for Bo Melton recovering it. And then Bo Melton, the very next play, draws a PI. That was huge for that drive and the Packers to be able to go down and get points. And then Devontae Wyatt, of course, had the fumble recovery from the bad snap there in the first half. Defensively, Quay Walker led the way with 11 tackles, 1 for a loss. I thought Quay looked a lot better today than I remembered him looking last year. He looked way more comfortable in this defense. I didn't see him out of place. The Xavier McKinney interception in the first quarter on that first drive.
That was all Quay.
Yeah, that was a Tampa 2 defense. Quay stride for stride down the seam that we were talking about him. That's his strength. That's his pass coverage and him playing Mike. You could see it on that play. He is the reason that ball ended up getting picked off. There's no doubt in my mind.
And it looked like he was following tight ends in the future, or he was lining up on Goddard's side, and if he ran a route, he was running with him, leaving McDuffie to deal with the back.
Yeah, to me, it looked like Tampa 2, and Xavier McKinney was playing his half deep, eyes on the quarterback, exactly what we talked about. And then as soon as the ball was let go, X broke. X is going to be a phenomenal player for this team. There's no doubt in my mind, man. Javon Bullard, 11 tackles. Now, listen, he had the bad missed tackle there in the fourth quarter that really, really sucked. I don't know what he was doing there. But, man, I thought he looked pretty darn good all night, at least from a tackling standpoint. 11 tackles at the safety position. Pretty impressive.
The one tackle that I saw that I was like, oh, no. And I looked up. I was like, no, Bull, please. And, of course, he looked great other than that. Looked great.
Yeah, if he hadn't had that play, it was almost like
McDuffie had a same type
thing.
He
punched the ball or something. He just, I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yep.
Other than that play, I thought he looked pretty good. Now watch us get the PFF grades, and he'd be horrible. But Jay in the chat said, yes, Clayton saw a lot of Tampa 2. Definitely seen some Tampa 2 tonight for sure. Keyshawn Nixon, 7 tackles, 2 for a loss, 1 sack. That sack, hey, I thought Keyshawn, maybe I'm wrong. On the surface, I thought Keyshawn looked pretty darn good. I didn't see him getting burned.
Never thought I'd say like, wow, Keyshawn looked really good in the nickel.
He
didn't look so hot returning the football today.
Exactly. Yep. 100%, Tim. Would you argue, Tim, put Reed back there returning kicks and let him see what happens in the nickel?
I feel like Reed is too valuable as a receiver. I almost don't like seeing him out there for punches.
Well, it sounds like he'll never return a kick if they keep going how they're going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can understand both sides. When we're not getting anything out of the return game, I'm that guy. Put Reed back there, but when Reed's back there returning, I'm going, crap, if he gets hurt, we're screwed. So
Eldegrim says he saw Nixon drop a pick 6.
He did.
True?
Yeah,
that's very true, Eldegrim. Great point. Yeah, on the sideline, fourth quarter too.
Yeah, that ball would have been to the house for sure if you would have held it.
And again, that's just another like what we've seen the last couple of years: bad tackling, blown assignments, drop picks. Like that's a player who was on the roster the last 3 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So Ryan Rowe with the dono there. Appreciate you.
Over from Twitter, so appreciate you, Ryan. He was asking on Twitter chat how to do a super chat, so appreciate you coming over.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for orchestrating that, Emilio. We'll give you 10 cents of that. How about that?
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Emilio.
He said thank you.
Emilio's such a translator. I don't know where he gets that from.
Well, I thought you were going to say something else. Lord have mercy. All right. Isaiah McDuffie, 6 tackles. Well, first of all, Keyshawn Nixon, the 2 tackles for the loss and the sack. That sack was huge. Jalen, it looked just like the Dak Prescott sack last year in the playoffs. You guys agree? Like Jalen Hurts was like, how the hell did he get to me? You could see he was kind of surprised. Isaiah McDuffie, 6 tackles. TJ Slayton, 5 tackles. I thought TJ Slayton held up pretty well today. How did you guys feel about Slayton?
He got turned a couple times on some runs, but
Yeah,
I thought he did pretty well.
So you're telling me I'm full of crap, guys? We'll see. We'll see how he grades out. Jair Alexander, 4 tackles. Obviously, he had the interception. Had a couple of penalties, couple blown cover, at least one penalty, couple blown coverages that were huge.
I thought Jair missed a couple key moments, to be honest.
We had 4, if I counted right, 4 explosive plays we gave up in the passing game. 2 of those were Jaws. So,
right. Yep.
And that's the highest paid cornerback in the league. That's a tough look. It's a tough look. Eric Wilson, 4 tackles, 2 of which were for a loss. Xavier McKinney, 4 tackles. He also had the interception. Edgerrin Cooper, 4 tackles. Carl Brooks, 4 tackles. Rashawn Gary, 3 tackles. Sack and a tackle for a loss. That sack got me hype. I don't know about you guys.
Guys, though, but Edgerrin Cooper, when randomly I saw him in there, I was like, oh, Coop's in. And all of a sudden he makes a play. And you're like, whoa, all right.
Yeah.
Apparently
he looks like he belongs, man.
He does. And it's like he doesn't even know what he's doing yet. He's making plays.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I just, man, we were so close.
So the only other notable player here is Devontae Wyatt, who had a tackle for a loss. Obviously, the fumble recovery there as well. So
look at Zach Bond. I'm sorry, guys. Look at that, though. Guy balled out.
Yeah,
he
15
really did.
tackles, 2 sacks, tackle for a loss.
That's insane.
It's a good ball game, man. Good ball game.
Wisconsin
balled out too.
He did. Swear to God.
I love it. All right, so let's see. We mentioned kicking briefly. Braden Arvison, 3 for 4 on field goals. He had a long of 31.
Okay, can we talk about it real quick? Sorry.
2 for 2 on extra points. He had 11 total points. So what's wrong, Jacob? Talk to me.
Guys, come on. We're not going to talk about this.
What?
The whole fact that we made such a stink about kicker, right? And about how they have to be perfect, how we have this and we have Anders, and all of a sudden the guy arguably missed a kick that, nobody's going to talk about it. That, like, if possibly we make the kick, or if he was better, like, nobody's going to talk about it.
I told you I only would have cut Anders if he was like 40%. So I mean, I'm fine with my dude missing a kick.
I'm confused. Like I didn't know going into the postgame show if a kicker wasn't 100%, we were ready to burn him at the stake. That's the part
that's not what we're talking, Clay, but I'm talking at the fan base right now. If you look at Twitter right now, I'm guarantee you they're calling for this dude's head.
For real.
And they're gonna. I haven't went there, but I have to imagine Packers Twitter is absolutely just going to key on a few certain aspects.
Let's see if we can find some.
I would just have to imagine. There's no way that Anders could go through the year that he went with like such abuse, and just all of a sudden this guy is just going to skate in here and be like, "Oh, I just kicked one kick. I missed one kick."
The first tweet.
What?
There's a picture of him on the screen. Somebody took it off their TV, and it says Braden Arvison, Republican, and all print.
Oh no!
What is that?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like we can't not talk about it. They're gonna start talking about it.
I just don't live in this fairy tale land where every kicker in the league is 100%. That's me, and I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm being real. Like these fans that think you're gonna go sign a kicker off the streets and this dude's gonna hit 100%. I'm sorry. No, I wasn't expecting 3 for 4. Actually, right. 4 for 6. What was it? What did it end up being? 5 for 6. I was expecting like 50% or something, thinking it's going to take a little while to work these kinks out. I don't know what people are expecting in kickers.
Well, I'll tell you what they are, because if you look at the top 5 teams in the league last year, their kickers missed 1 kick or no kicks.
And who are those kickers, Jacob? They're
exactly Harrison Buckner and like those types of guys where it's like, that's what I'm saying is that's the expectation that the Packers all of a sudden the fan base has. So I understand, as that's my point. Is like we need to. There's probably going to be people like calling for burn the farm down, sell everything, kind of thing. And I'm not one of those people. I'm just saying that it is ironic the fact that all of a sudden it's
those people should adjust.
Now here we are.
Right.
And I will say that we did, though, we kind of set ourselves up. Not us. We're not the front office, but the front office of Green Bay definitely did not secure that. If Greg Joseph or if Anders were the kicker, there would be less controversy, I'll say, going forward at this point. Is that fair to say? I'll say
I
that.
don't know about that. I think after all the kicks that Anders missed already, I think we'd be lighting them up.
So actually that's fair, Tim. That's actually very true. So there'd probably be actually more controversy as to why haven't you cut Anders yet?
Let's say he made the field. Let's say he made the field goal and we were up by a point. Do you really think we're winning the game? You think we're going to win that game by a point? Because it didn't look like. I mean, Narverson wasn't out there missing blocks on the whole line.
I can't tell you how much I
basically just exactly what you just said. If Narverson would have made that one kick, how would it have changed the outcome of this game? That's a fair point. You guys are speaking.
Trying to tell you, our red zone offensive touchdown efficiency was subpar to poor.
Yep. I kept waiting for that touchdown to Romeo Dobbs every time we got in the red zone. And
Christian Watson on the crosser twice. I mean, it was like
Professor getting all hard on me. Jesus Christ, Jacob, drop the kicker stuff. He didn't cost us the game. I mean, he just literally
sit your butt outside.
And then Eric Sutherland says, "F kickers, who cares?"
Oh, sorry. F kickers, who cares? Okay.
Yeah. God, I love this crew, man. I'm telling you. And somebody's up here, Nova's in here listing off every Republican in the NFL. Oh, my God.
I'm just saying.
Listen, going into this game, we got to wrap this thing up at some point. We got 1,200 people watching. I don't know why, but we appreciate y'all. We really do.
Hey, that's true. Jake right here. Thank you, Jake. Packers could have dropped 50. That's what's up.
Oh, I was laughing at that.
That's the blueprint. So I don't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, listen, first quarter of the season, right? You do everything in quarters. Well, let me go to Bates here. Appreciate you, Bates. Bates with the super chat said, "I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Go back, go."
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Appreciate it, Bates.
I just mowed one. What was that, Thursday, Bates? I got you, bud.
Look at that humble flex over there. Emilio got a contract with the Holiday Inn Express.
Tell you what.
Tell you who else stays at the Holiday Inn Express. This cat right here. All right. What I was going to say, when you look at the schedule, we talking about our predictions going into the year. Mine was 10 to 13 wins, right? That's kind of where I see them at. I'm still there. With these first four games, at Philly, although it was a neutral site, Indy at home, at Tennessee, Minnesota at home. If Jordan Love is okay, and that's a big if, right? If he's not going to miss any time, I haven't heard anything. The fact that he was sitting on the bench at the end and they didn't take him straight to the back, to me, I think that's about as positive as you could come up with. Although that video Big B tweeted out, it hurt my soul. But of these first four games, if you're saying, okay, you're going to drop one of these four, this was the game, guys. This was it. We lost the game by 5 points. That was somewhere between 1 to 3. Most people would call it what it is, a 3-point spread.
Yeah.
Now here's the part that what I want to say is, what are we expecting? Are we expecting to go undefeated? Right. Now, here's the problem though. What I led off with showing the points per game last year, giving up 34 points. That's tough luck. That's pretty damn tough.
Yo, can I just real quick? We started this game better than you could ever expect for anyone in the history of anybody taking over a defense for Jeff Hafley. We had 2 freaking drives where we stopped them within the 20 with a turnover, and we came away with 3 points. That's bull crap. That's bull crap.
What does that have to do with 34 points, though?
That's my point, though. 34 points is because that should be 14 right there. Exactly. 100%. We should be up. I'm just saying.
Now, what I'm saying is, what does that have to do with giving up 34 points?
Because if we're up 14 points right away, that means maybe we play a different style of defense. I would hope that at least we can be able to put it in. At one point, we were within 3 yards of scoring, weren't we? And we can't even punch it in. I'm just saying that drives me insane. I'm going to go with Macho Man. Oh, yeah. If you can't pop that in at the last second, I'm just saying, man, you can't do that. Oh, yeah.
Cream
rise to the top. I'm just saying. Tell me I'm crazy.
Heard it from a fan right here.
Do it. We have to learn how to finish. Emilio, you know how to finish, bro. Look at me in the face. Look at me in the eye.
I heard Jacob knows how to finish too. You know what I'm saying? But
Giggity.
anyway, all right. Let's wrap this thing.
Did you see them fixing the cleats though?
Oh yeah.
No,
No.
it took a while too. That's another thing.
All right. Emilio,
What's up?
be the arbitrator here. All right.
It's slippery when wet.
Edit D's. How about that?
Am I being too hard on the defense, pointing out that we gave up 34 points, or is Jacob being too easy on the defense, saying that the offense would have been more productive, then we wouldn't have gave up 34 points?
No, I think the Eagles, like I said, I saw at least 3 touchdowns apiece per team. I think they're a good offense. We're a good offense, and it was Hafley's first time. I'm not mad at it. I think next week he's going to come out, ready to go. I liked how he did make those calls fast. You did see how everyone was already out of the huddle paying attention before the Eagles even got lined up and in position. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the team. I'm happy. It was a good performance.
But we are mad at this guy, right?
Oh,
Here's a guy.
Yeah. All right. Let's key up some parting thoughts. Let me make sure we don't have any more super chats in here. These people are going to find out the more they super chat, the longer we go, and we're going to be here all night.
thanks.
There's Ryan Rowe with another one. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Donovan Schilling, I'm digging it, man. Got to go 0-1 to go 16.
Hey, here's another thought, guys. When this weekend's over with, there's a possibility that everybody in the North is going to be 0-1.
Yeah, you got
It could happen. So, we got to just pump the brakes here, take a breath. Got 16 more games here. It's gonna be a long season, and I just can't stop thinking about Jordan Love. I mean, that's everything right there. And clearly he's going to miss some time. It's just how much and what the hell are we going to do?
Wait, are you saying clearly he's going to miss time? I don't think that's clear, right?
Who?
Jordan Love? You think that looked good to you? What happened to him?
No, dude,
Yeah, I hope
he
that
walked off. He walked off.
That doesn't.
No, he didn't walk off. Jake.
All of a sudden, I'm the optimist now, guys. I'm the optimist. Hey, guys, this dude's going to be waterboarding, and he's going to be wakeboarding in like a week. All right, it's going to be
better
cool.
be, because if
he'll be doing it slalom. That's
he better be playing for that Tennessee game. That's the truth, right? So I think he's going to be in great shape.
Man.
We're going to keep moving forward.
Malik Willis revenge tour in Tennessee, baby, in Nashville.
No, he's good to go, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fine. Shut up, Jake.
Jake Shameen. Jordan ran off with an ACL.
Jordan ran right off and into an MRI.
Jacob, you can walk on a torn NTL and MCL meniscus. It can happen.
He did a cartwheel off the field with a
They need to keep what they need to do is just make sure they keep it elevated, and if there is anything, want to keep that swelling down just to make sure.
You know what? You guys are a bunch of pessimists. I walked into the room. I said, "Why is a bunch of pessimists?" And I went, "Wow," and I thought, this is bull crap. Jordan Love is going to start in 2 weeks. I watched that.
Pressure.
Tim, did we hit the same soundbite at the same time, bro? We hit it at the same exact time, and it didn't play, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, God. Why?
All right. I'm combing through Twitter here. Around the NFL said magnitude of Packers season opening loss remains to be seen as head coach Matt LaFleur has no update on Jordan Love's apparent lower leg injury. Please keep calling it a lower leg injury. Please.
He's fine. I swear. I promise you. Here. What? Hold up. Yep. Okay. I got it. He's fine. I talked to Jesus. It's good.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I got it right here. He's fine.
What do you got?
No, he's good. Have you ever?
He got buzzed down from up in the box.
No, have you ever watched that show back in the 90s, Touched by an Angel?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. No, I'm a.
Were you watching it at the nursing home the other day? Was that on?
I actually was, and which is weird.
On reruns?
Once they grab
2
you,
o'clock in the afternoon TV.
Yeah, once they grab you, you can actually feel. Yeah, there we go.
Do they have the night remotes there that are connected to the beds, or do they just have the big button ones?
That's called the life alerts. Yeah, if you fall, Emilio, I tell you what. Even if you fake the fall, you can just change the channel. It's good. But I tell you what, they'd never lose their defensive coverage. Tell you what.
There you go. You heard it from a fan. I love how we've been sitting on the punter stats the entire time. It's hilarious. Which, by the way, Daniel Whelan, he's a weapon.
Oh, my God.
All right. Parting thoughts, gentlemen. I'm going to comb through one more time and see if we can find anything else on Jordan Love here.
It's one game. We got a long season. And, it's easy to get hyperbolic when you lose like this, and then you have QB1 go down at the end of the game like this. We don't know what the heck's going on. I hope Jacob's right. I hope it is, a nothing burger and it's ice and a knee brace and he's back out there. But you never know. And with the musical chairs we played with the quarterback room real quick at the end of the preseason and training camp, it brings you question marks as to who's going to, steer the ship here these next few weeks, because, every loss is, they start stacking up on you, man. And, you start having that infamous conversation.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You can't.
We don't want to be there. So hopefully, hopefully J Money's all right. That's all I got to say. I don't have faith in our backups, but Malik Willis is an unknown for us. We haven't seen much. So here we go. We got a Twitter doctor.
This is seriously, he's a doctor. We've chatted several times. He shared some stuff when I broke the news on Christian Watson's knee injury there his rookie year. Dr. Jesse Morse actually reached out to me. So here is what he's saying. All right, and he is called the fantasy football doctor. He is an MD. Jordan Love, left leg injury. I've reviewed the video multiple times, and there are a couple of different possible injuries. It's not super clear at the moment. Most concerning, ACL tear. This is supported by a pivot shift where the knee appears to shift slightly buckle. Usually this happens when the ACL is torn. The MCL is also at risk here. Finally, his left ankle is vulnerable to a high ankle sprain. I discussed all of them in detail below. I wish him the best of luck and hope we have great news tomorrow. So he's thinking ACL or a high ankle sprain. And you can kind of see it. We can play the video if y'all want, but it's 4 minutes long. I'm sure he's just going to say exactly what he topped out there. But, so torn ACL done for the year, high ankle sprain, where we look at 4 to 6, Emilio, typically?
I would think, 4 to 6 for that. I mean, you can play on a sprained ankle, high ankle sprain. Those hurt a little bit. ACL definitely. When mine happened, it was a plant, and I opened my hips to drop step, and my foot stayed in the ground and my knee turned. So, I heard it pop, but like we said, we're just looking at a film, slow motion, zoomed in really far. We're not going to know till they get back to the States and get some MRIs done.
Yeah, definitely. I got a couple. Whoa, hey guys, how we doing? All right, we got a couple super chats to hear here real quick. Let's see here. Fred McFarley, this show sucks. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Appreciate it. Chris N, this show really sucks. Thank you for the super chat, sir. And then Zachary in the chat said, here's money for more speak talk. So I think Zachary's been in the sauce tonight, just like Jacob down there. Jacob, sir? No? Okay, cool. All right. Anything else, fellas?
Jacob, man.
Man, that field sucked, didn't it?
Why is Jacob muted? What did Jacob?
Jacob, just go turn on your Xbox and go play some college football on JV. You'll feel better.
No, man. No, I'm it's all kind of hitting me all at once right here. How this shit just bad, just bad.
Bon dia.
It's just
Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right, Jacob. We got Malik Willis, baby. You kidding me?
You heard it from a fan right here.
And we got the big red dog. Come on now. We can take him out. We can bring him into the backyard. We might even take him for a walk on the path, on the park path. You know what I'm saying? It could be big time.
Not a good play. It's like I'm almost over the loss already of the game, and now I'm looking at the rest of our season. You know,
Way more serious now, isn't it?
Yep.
So, yeah.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. That's right, Amelia. We'll be back in the morning. Maybe we'll have some news. Maybe we won't. You know. But the plan will be to go live at 8 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Man, a lot of people to shout out here. You guys were awesome. Godsmack AR69, thank you, sir. Josh Martin, Brian Pumper, the Eagles fan. Jason Y, TC fan. Too old for this. Jason Y again. Dennis Shook, been a member for 4 months now. Andrew Ware with the super chat. Mike Witt with the super chat. Ryan Rowe several times from Ryan Rowe. We had Bates drop in with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. Fred McFarley, Chris N, and, of course, Zachary, who said, here's more money for more speak talk. So anything else, fellas? We good?
Yeah, that's it. I need a drink.
Emilio. All right. We'll be back in the morning. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. And we will hopefully have a little bit of info. I doubt we'll have information on Jordan, to be honest with you.
They still got to fly back. They still got to get an MRI. I don't see anything coming out until Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Emilio said, sleep in tomorrow. Stay in the race car.
Please sleep in. Please. Well deserved after a game.
Getting what, Emilio? What's your problem?
I said get some sleep. Well deserved after a game.
Oh, after a game. Got it. Okay. Cool.
Just the tip, though.
All right. We will see. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Tim, anything, buddy? You shaking your head? You got something on your mind up there?
No.
One more super chat from Ryan.
I'm laughing at the chat right now. Dennis Shook with another gem. We're not going to put it on the screen, though.
Oh, no. All right. Well, Ryan Rose said, not good, boys. I know the show isn't good. That's why we continue to do it on a regular basis. All right. We're out, guys. Everybody take care. We will see you tomorrow morning. Might go a little later. We'll see. But we'll definitely do a show in the morning. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Tim, can you help me out here, man?
For those of you listening on the pod.
That's including Jacob. Thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. Thank you, United Base, for another super chat. Team on me, team on three. Thanks, fellas. You're the best.
1, 2, 3, team.
Go.
Bon dia.